now. Okay, it's on progress. I will pause it and I will start when everyone will come in. All right? All right.
Okay, let me put on my microphone so it will be clear. You can hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, I am gonna share my screen, start broadcasting. You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, so whoever is watching now or later, welcome to this class. A couple days ago, I read this: when you stop learning, your brain starts dying. So we have to keep ourselves busy by learning every day something new, right? So today's lesson is gonna be sentence structure. Sentence structure, because I noticed that we didn't teach this subject for the last group, but still I was seeing a lot of mistakes made by students in our Telegram group chat, even by students who attended last group, our class. So I decided that we need to look at this and understand where we are making mistake. And I'm gonna go to that Telegram group chat. Please do not take it any personal. I'm gonna 80% people made a mistake. I'm gonna find those mistakes and I explain after we learn what is today's subject is. Okay, so today we're gonna learn noun. Noun is is a person. Okay, person. It can be place, it can be a thing, or idea. Okay, and we have verb in Russian, gлагол. Okay, gлагол is an action. Is an action. Action word. Every sentence needs a verb. Okay. For example, run. This is one sentence. This is one sentence. Okay, because this is a verb. But to if you want to say a complete sentence, must include a noun and a noun and verb. Okay, so I'm gonna give example. Let's say the bird flew. Okay, the bird is noun, flew is verb. So every sentence can have one or more. So this is noun, but it is also, we call it subject. Okay. Uh, or it can have more than two verbs. It's separate if separated by like and. Okay. The bird flew and sang. Okay, we have two verbs separated by and. Okay, so what is subject? Subject refers to a person. Okay, refers to a person, place, or thing that our sentence is about. Okay, so this is also called the second part of the subject is called in English the predicate. The predicate describes the subject or what the subject is doing. It can be one word, it can be multiple words. So this group is called predicate. Okay. So we have noun, I mean subject and verb, right? For a complete sentence. But we can make it a complex sentence. What we do, for example, we add adjectives or adverbs. Okay. For example, the angry bird flew quickly across the sky. Okay, across the sky. So subject, what is subject here? Subject is here the angry bird. The angry bird is our subject. Okay. Predicate is flew quickly across the sky. So this is our predicate. Okay. So again, the subject very important to understand. The subject is what the sentence is about. Okay. About, and the thing in the thing in the sentence that is carrying out, carrying out an action. Okay, and there can be exception to this rule. Okay, which the sentence can go without a subject, like go away. Okay, when somebody orders you something, exception. Okay, the sentence without a subject. But there might be a sentence when you have subject and a noun, but it is not a correct sentence. Okay. What we can say, she wants. What we can give example about. She wants. Let's give this example for now. So we have subject and we have verb, but this is wrong. Okay. Why it's wrong? wrong because it doesn't make sense. Okay, we have subject and verb, but it doesn't make sense. So we need, the sentence can get very, 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 very complicated, complex sentence, but at the end it has to make a sense and go with the rule. Okay. um so I'm gonna give a couple example. By the way, we have am, are, is, right? These are verb. From, they come from to be. Okay. I think they called, if I'm not wrong, state verbs. State verbs. Okay, these are verbs. So if you have them in your sentence, you cannot have two verbs next to each other. Okay, you can have it like with the and, the other. You can build like two sentences. We call them dependable clause or independable clause. We're gonna go through them in a minute. Okay, give me 1 second. So adjective, what are adjectives? Adjective, an adjective is a word that describes a noun. Okay, example. For example, the angry bird flew. So our bird is our subject, but the angry is adjective. Okay, it describes how our bird is. How our bird is. Okay. So basically, bird is angry. Okay. Let's say when there are more than one subject. So we said here that you can have more than one verb, right? More than one verb. So now we're gonna see, let's just put it just under it, more than one subject. The bird and plane flew. Okay, more than one subject. So it's possible, but you need to have at least one verb for the sentence. Okay, so they call this one when there is more than one verb. Let's say the book. They call it. You don't need to know it. Compound predicate. But if you see somewhere, don't get surprised. They have some kind of a name for them. Okay. So we're gonna go for the last rule. It's the last rule on English sentence structure. So independent clause and dependent clause. So I'm going to give examples for both of them. A dependent clause, okay, they both have come like two separate words, but in a one sentence divided by comma. I mean, let's say independent clause is when you can separate those two sentences, separate them from each other. They still make sense. Dependent clause, when you separate them from each other, it doesn't make sense. So it becomes wrong, mistake. Okay. So dependent clause cannot form a complete sentence without additional words. Additional words, okay. What kind of words we need? Let's say sometimes which, because, or that. Okay, those kind of words we need. Let's say, give the example. Okay. Let's say plane flew when the bird sang. Okay, so when the bird sang, so when the bird sang, when you divide, if you divide them, make it two separate words, when the bird sang doesn't make sense. So this one depends. If you divide them, the plane flew is a complete sentence. Okay, this is complete sentence. This one is not complete, so incomplete. So if you divide those two sentences, second sentence becomes wrong grammatically because it doesn't. It's phrase which includes a noun and verb, but it doesn't make a complete sentence without the first one. Okay, so that's the last rule for this one. What we learn here. So we say we all verb for this one verb for sentence or divided by and or something to have second verb. Also, like we can say she likes, but what she likes, okay? We don't know what she likes. So this sentence is not complete. So having noun and verb, if they don't have this, it doesn't make sense. It becomes grammatically wrong. Also, let's say she likes getting up. Does it make sense? No. Okay, it doesn't make sense. So we have to add she likes before, still not complete. Let's say the sun, still incomplete. Okay, still complement needed. Still complement needed. So what we do, we say she likes before the sun rises. Okay. Now it becomes complete sentence. Okay. This is so. Let's say she wants to buy a car. So we are making this complete sentence. Okay. So what we added, she wants to buy a car. Okay. She wants to buy a car. So we can add more to this. Okay. Let's add, we want to make it more complicated. Let's add adverb, apparently. Okay. He wants to buy a new adjective. We are adding adjective. Okay. New car. Okay. So we can make, she wants to buy a second hand, or in America they say used. Okay. Used car, let's say next month. You can keep adding, making more complicated, but it has to mean at the end. Okay. So these all are complete sentences now. So she wants to buy a red car for her mom. Okay. For her mom, let's say. Okay. So you can always add, make it more complicated, as long as it makes sense at the end. So let's give some more example. So we also have, let's mention something that we already mentioned earlier. It's called conjunction. You don't have to know these names, but if you see them somewhere, do not get surprised. These are words which join parts of a sentence together. Okay. And we also said complex sentence, right? Complex sentence. Complex sentence, those are a sentence with two or more, let's say 2 plus, 2 or more parts. I mean clauses. Clauses joined with a conjunction. Okay. What was the independent clause? Independent clause was part of a complex sentence which could stand by itself. Okay. Dependent clause we learned. Dependent clause dependent clause was part of a complex sentence which could not stand by itself. Okay. So dependent clause cannot stand by itself. So that's very important. Okay. Let's say for complex sentence. Okay. Give example for this one too. Let's give example. He runs around the park. So he runs is a complete sentence, okay? So we want to make it more complex. So what we do, around the park. This is good, makes sense, but we want to make it more complicated. We want to add every morning, okay? And we add park around every morning. So he is in pretty good shape, okay? Let's say another word. She likes strawberries, but she hardly ever eats them. So if we look at this, if we want to make it two, are they independent or dependent? Okay, so we want to look at this. She likes strawberries. Complete, makes sense. Okay, so this is independent, but she hardly ever eats them. If you read it by itself, does it make sense? No. Dependent clause. So if you want to make this word, this sentence, independent, how are we gonna do them? So it made sense when it read by itself, but she hardly ever eats them. So we don't know what this them is all about, okay? So we change this them, strawberries. Now it is independent clause, okay? Now it can stand by itself and still make sense. So this is all about. One more sentence. You should write to her and thank her for the present. You should write to her. Okay. Is independent. Thank her for the present. Let's change it to thank Lisa for the present. Make it's a complete sentence. Okay. So these are only the rules in English sentence structure. So if anybody wanna help me, okay, you can. You're sharing screen, okay. Okay, I'm sharing screen, okay. So if I wanna say, are you okay? Or do you okay? Which one is correct? Which one is incorrect? So we're gonna look if there is a verb, okay? To be verb is are, okay? Are. So this is correct. Do you okay? Do you okay? We don't have a verb here. Incorrect, wrong. Let's see. Also, people sometimes write to the group. Are you remember me? So, remember is a verb. We said are is a verb, okay? Right. Are, am, is, are state verb from to be. So, two verbs in one sentence, wrong. What do we say? Do you remember me? So this is correct. So we'll look at according to this rule to decide what is correct when we write something. So do you is not verb in American English. Do you like football? I do like football. I do like football. Okay, this like is verb. Okay, we're gonna learn this do, does in future. Last sentence. Are you a good singer? So we're gonna look a good singer. Those are not verbs, are a verb. So only one verb. Correct. Singer is noun. Good is adjective, which describes this noun. Okay, so this is correct. So this one was correct. So let's say, do you sing well? Do is not verb, okay? You is subject. Sing is verb, only one verb. So this is correct. Okay. So also, so basically, let's just talk about this right now, okay? So we use do, does, or also we use is, are as question, okay? Words when we want to ask yes or no questions. Okay. So we use does and is with third person. Okay, third person singular pronouns. We use them singular pronouns. You know, he, she, it. Okay, he, she, it, and with singular noun forms. we use do and are with other personal pronouns. Okay, what are they? Like you, we, they, and with plural noun forms. Okay. Okay. So the words, okay, the words do, does, and did often cause confusion in the English language. They are all so this is also all the forms of the verbs to do. So the verb can be used. It can be used as a verb. Okay, verb. And the verb to do can be used as an like action verb, and also as an what they call it, auxiliary verb. It's not too important to know what they are, but if you see them in the future. So what we talked about today, what are verbs? Like verb describe action. Verb describe action when we have to have verb to have a sentence. So every sentence must have a verb, okay? Every sentence must have a verb. We said run. We can like, give a lot of walk, sleep, a lot of like, even like the things that you cannot see, think, wonder, cry, etc. Okay. Let's say, give example, Kim talked to her friend. So basic rule, okay? Kim, subject, talked, verb, okay? This is two we need to have. We cannot have another verb right away. If you're gonna have another verb, we have to use and, okay? Talk to her friend and hugged her, okay? So we need to have this to have another verb, okay? Verbs can also, we can write one more thing here. Verbs can also show states of being. Okay, let's say Dana is happy. Okay, this is also verb. Let's say quickly, let's say after a long day, Eric was tired. So tired is a adjective, right? So was is a verb here. So this is a correct sentence. Um, so this is, let's say, one more thing, helping verb. I can. So can us, okay? Can run quickly. That's something we can, it just gives more information, okay? Okay. So we learned about dependent clause and independent clause. So what we're gonna do right now, I took note somewhere that when our students made a mistake in intermediate group, so I'm gonna go through my notes real quickly, give me 1 second. So somebody wrote to the group. So these are mistakes, but do not take it personal, okay? Just we are sharing to you to learn, okay? She wrote, we will waiting you. That's what she wrote to the group, okay? What is wrong here? So to make this correct, when you add ing to the verb, it becomes not verb. It becomes like a noun, okay? So the correct should be, we will be, we need to add verb. We will be. So this is verb. We will be waiting for you, or we will to take off this ing, make it verb. Wait is a verb, okay? We will wait you or for you, okay? So what was the mistake here? No verb, because when you add ing, it's not verb anymore. That's one mistake I took a note somewhere. Give me 1 second. Let's see. I'm looking. Give me 2 minutes. So somebody say. So somebody wrote, "Hi everybody. I am very want to learn English." Again, we are not making fun of anybody. Just going through real life examples. I am very want to learn English. So we said am is a state verb. Okay. So what do we do to make this correct? I really want to learn English. Okay. I really want to learn English, correct? So this one was, let's give you last example and we can complete the lesson there. So I am gonna give you the last example. Give me 1 second. Okay, let me find it real quick. Somewhere I took a note. So somebody said, I am work in international company and there are a lot of people who speak English, and my goal is oh, she wrote it, it's to speak easily with my colleagues. That's what she wrote. So what? So we use M, R is only when there is no verb, okay? That's the rule. So we're gonna make this sentence correct. What we're gonna do, we're gonna look like I work in an international company, okay? Or you can say I am. So if you use am, you have to make work not a verb by adding I am working for an international company. Okay, so these are correct versions. Okay, thanks so much. I hope it helps. I will share the notes in the group chat. Be safe. Okay, thank you. Lisa, can you save the recording?